PsycInfo is a large database devoted to journal literature and to other kinds of resources. As such, it provides you with a lot of information for any psychology project. Let's take a look at a search here. We're looking at cognitive therapy and anxiety. We did the search and there are 30,831 total results. That's a lot of results. We should be able to narrow that down a little bit more if we use the filters on the side. Filters are narrowing and focusing kinds of tools. First of all, let's make sure we've chosen only peer-reviewed, refereed scholarly articles. So those are the best ones for academic research. Then we can go down here to subject, major heading, see if there's anything there that will help us. And we see here cognitive behavior therapy and anxiety as subjects. That's what the articles are actually about. Now, we could end the narrowing at this point, but let's take a look at what else we've got here. And so we'll go down here a little bit and see if we can find some things. Treatment effectiveness. You can use these filters not just to focus narrowly on the subject you're interested in, but actually to narrow that subject further. Now we're looking at cognitive behavior therapy and anxiety and the effectiveness of using cognitive therapy with anxiety. And so let's update that, and then we'll click on apply at the bottom. That locks in those narrowing features. And you'll see they're all listed here. So we're down to 11,000. That might seem like still a little bit difficult to deal with. So let's go down here a little further and see what else we can find that would help us with doing this. We've got here a publication date feature. We could look at just material in the last 5 years. So let's apply that. That'll get our numbers down a little bit more. So we're now down to 3,108. If you want to put more limiters on, you can do that. For example, methodology. What kind of a study was this? And if we look at experimental or empirical studies, that would narrow it down further. So the type of study, the method used in the study, is another option that you could use to filter. So let's apply that. And we're down to 2,271, which is much more practical. What do we do with these results? Well, first of all, we need to be able to access the actual articles. This is just a citation to the article. We need to actually get the article. So click on Access Options. In this case, there is linked full text, probably from another database, and you should be able to get that and download it. In this case, another linked full text, and so on and so forth. For some of them, you'll just see PDF, in this case PDF, and so on. So you're able to download the full text and use it. What about creating a formatted citation in APA style? Well, that's not as difficult as you might think. Over here on the right, there are 3 dots next to each citation. If you click on that, you'll see a cite option here. And it's already set for APA. If you wanted to use a different style, you could click on that. And you can see it here. If you copy that to your clipboard, then you should be able to paste that into a document and be able to have a formatted citation. You may find sometimes there's a few errors in it because it's computer generated, but generally it should be a pretty good citation. So not only can you get the full text, but you can get the citation to it. What if you want to get several articles cited all at once? You've chosen some here that you're interested in, and I'll just choose 3 here, and you want to get them all cited at the same time. Up here at the top, there's a cite link, and once again, it says APA. There's only 1 citation here, but it says plus 2 more. And then it says copy all to clipboard. So if you do that, all 3 of the ones that you chose will be copied to the clipboard, and you can paste those into a document. So you can save yourself some time. Overall, this database is useful, but you've got to remember, if you've got any kind of large numbers up here, that you should narrow down your focus, use the filters on the side, and choose whatever filters you want. There's some other things you might want to use, the tests and measures that were used, the population, male, female, children, adults, etc., age. So you can narrow down in dramatic ways using those various features. Thank you.